Now look at that. This is another piece of non-conformist folk art. Now this has been here for years. I don't know how much you can see because we've got a bit of a contrast problem today because of bright sunlight, which is good because even the chemtrails can't stop it. But we have here a mural on the side of this house, which is similar to the one in Banbury. And then I wonder if there's maybe several people behind it. I mean, I recognise styles. You know, I'm starting to recognise different styles. There's words here like willkommen there. Do you see that? And lots of other words which mean welcome in several languages. Caribou, Fulce, and they've got it's covered with these words. I think that's Greek up there. See? I notice they haven't got croeso for Welsh, but nobody's perfect. But that is an example of the kind of thing I'm talking about in terms of murals. Now, as I was saying before, there is an antithesis to the great Satan. And I'm just going to take you around here and I'll show you it. Now, the thing about this is, there was a big fire here in this house. It was actually in the news, and this building got destroyed. At the moment, it's just being sort of made safe. I'm just going to cross over the road. As I said, you can't do this during the weekday because there's too much traffic about. But there is as I said, there is this is what I'm about to show you. I'm still on record, aren't I? Yeah, is an example. Hang on, I've got it on Zoom. Sorry, I had it on Zoom. Did you see me all right? Hope so. Shout if you didn't. All right. Now, let's come over here. Now then, as I was saying, this is a non-conformist. This is kind of like a Bohemian quarter, like I was saying, a larger Bohemian quarter than the Morgan Road one. And here's a good example of the kind of things, the kind of businesses, and the kind of economics, right? Because that's the People's Supermarket there behind me, over my shoulder. Do you see it? Right. That is actually a workers' cooperative shop selling groceries of all kinds, and it's a workers' cooperative. If you go to the peoplesupermarket website.com, peoplesupermarket.org or .com, you'll see it. Now, that is like I said, it's a workers' cooperative. It's owned by the members, and member number 552 is me. Yep, I've joined. I bought a share in their business, it just costs £12 to buy a share, and I get a discount, a 20% discount off everything I buy there. But I just got to work there for 4 hours every 4 weeks. That's why. And I did it yesterday. Actually, I did a little bit yesterday. No, Friday it was. Yeah, it's today's Sunday. Yeah, and because I'm getting a 20% discount off everything, it's effectively like getting paid. If you do your shopping in that shop, it's effectively like getting paid a wage. Because it adds up. It adds up to quite a large amount of money over the period. If you buy all your stuff there. You know, so if you spend like £20 a week on groceries, you know, you'll get almost £5 a week. Effectively, you'll be getting paid almost £5 a week. So that is the People's Supermarket there. And we'll carry on a little bit further down here. I saw something earlier I wanted to show you, and it had gone when I got back. What it was a Morris Minor car. Now, it's a Morris Minor. I didn't get a good look at it, but I mean, these cars are they're about 50 years old. 50 or even more years old, and a lot of them are still around today. They built them to last, you see, and they were built right here in Oxford at the Cowley plant, which is, by some miracle, is still open. It's owned by BMW now. We're going to carry on down here. I'm going to show you something else that's non-conformist and socially, sort of like ethically kind of, you know, it shows a level of ethical awareness among the people who live here. Another curry house there, imagine this. I've not tried that one actually. I have to pop in there sometime. There's more sort of like a Bohemian type cafes. I mean, some of it is almost like what you get in Paris or somewhere like that. You know, it's some areas, some of these establishments are Parisian. I mean, it's like, you know, the Latin Quarter in Paris. So we're going to carry on, and I'll show you. See, look at that there. I've not been in that place, but that is so non-conformist. And all right, here we go. This used to be called the Elm Tree. I don't know what it is now, this pub. But this here is the Ultimate Picture Palace. It's owned, or used to be owned, by a guy called Bill Heine, who did the famous Shark in Headington, which I don't know if I've shown you that before, but he did the famous Shark. That is it's a cinema, but it's a kind of an art house, right? You get a lot of old films in there. You got a lot of limited release movies, and they had a screening in there. So they've had a screening in there of What the Bleep Do We Know, and Loose Change, and several other sort of like conspiratorially aware films. Hoping to get, and Kevin Annett's film in there as well, Unrepentant. Now, as I said, if you're in Oxford, pop in and see what's there. That's the Ultimate Picture Palace. But I'll carry on along here. And in a moment, I'm going to show you another piece of non-conformist folk art. So you can just cross the road here, and I'll take you to it. Look both ways when you're crossing the road. Remember the green cross code. Here we are. I'll get in the shade, and you can see it better. Right, this here is a mural on the side of a house. I don't want to get the sun on the camera. I don't know how much you can see it. That is beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful, and that is actually a depiction of a place in Cambodia called Angkor Wat, which is an ancient monument. You know, Graham Hancock talks a lot about this in one of his videos, and again, that is beautiful. As you see, it needs restoring. It's like the last one, it was starting to fade a little bit. This is quite old, it's been here a long time. In fact, I remember it when I was a kid. So that's been a long time. There's a little, you see, look, Angkor Wat Temple, Cambodia. It's signed. Oxford Peace Arts with Organic Paint, 2004. It's older than that. I'm sure I remember it when I was a kid. I know I'm young, but I'm not that young. It's odd, that, isn't it? Memory's not 100% reliable. Right, let's carry on along here, and I'm going to show you some more stuff. We're almost at the end of our little tour. I'll just check the zoom's not on. Right, I'll carry on along here, and I'm going to have to get over the other side of the road again, really, to show you this properly. So look left and right, the green cross code and all that sort of thing. And there's more non-conformist anti-establishment things along here as well. Past all these, see, Baltic food. There's a Polish restaurant, and there's a Portuguese restaurant, and there's an Italian delicatessen there. All very sort of like exotic and cosmopolitan. As I say, this place does deserve to be called Oxford's Reeve Gauche. Or maybe they should change its name to Nonconformist Street. Because it could be. And as I said, there's it's a place which is it's very busy, and I walk up and down here all the time. Like I said, I actually live a long way from here. I live about 2 miles from here, but I'm always walking up and down here between jobs and the People's Supermarket. I do all my shopping in the People's Supermarket, because I said I'm a member. It saves me money, and I have to plan a lot in advance. But I tell you, even if you don't live near these establishments, you can sort of like plan your shopping around these geographical constraints. I'm going to carry on along here, and I'm going to show you a bit more. Check the zoom's not on. It's all. There's some lovely little streets like this one. You know, you've got these lovely streets. This is Tyndall Road. These big townhouses, you've got to be quite well off to live around here. A lot of them are student bedsits and rented accommodation. A lot of students live around here. Now that over there is Yahuru, which is, as it says, there's a whole food shop. You get lots of health foods in there, organic foods, and other things like that. And I often go in there as well. It's a bit more, obviously it's a bit more pricey than the People's Supermarket. The People's Supermarket actually sells organic stuff as well, but that shop specialises in it. And that's the example. You get the fact that the establishment, and this has been around since I was a kid, I know, because my mum and dad used to sort of like shop in there. Now this is sort of like a good example of, again, it's worth travelling a long way to get yourself somewhere like this. Alright, so it's always worth doing. Now I'm going to take you a little bit further, because I thought I have to end this little tour of this non-conformist enclave or commune in the middle of Oxford. It's quite a large one, actually. with something a little bit more sinister, a little darker, but I don't want to sort of like put a dampener on things, so I'm going to just cross over the road here. There's several bicycle shops along here, as you see another one, Beeline Bicycles. And we're going to go along here, past the Bombay Emporium, and this Oriental Acupuncture and Aromatherapy Clinic. And I'm going to have to show you something which is, I suppose, is a bit dismal, but it's not sort of like, it's not the end of the world really, but it's just, I do have to make you aware of it. To get a bit of background, I'll put a link in the description box to this too. It's good to watch my film Illuminati Symbolism in Oxford. Alright, and you'll know what I mean in a moment. I was coming to the shade so I can film up the street without it damaging the camera. If you put your camera at the sun, it can damage it. As you can see, sadly, if you look there, the shape of that little greenhouse, that glass roof there. Okay, you see this? Do you recognise that shape? I go further along here, and you can see there that roof gable over there. Do you see there? Yes, our lords and masters have put their mark on Cowley Road. Now I don't know if that's coincidence or whether it's not, but I mean, well, whether it's deliberate or whether, you know, it's happened somehow or other. Like when I showed you in the film I'm going to put in the description box, Illuminati Symbolism in Oxford. Is that a coincidence? Well, as you can see, I explain why I don't think it is. And of course, as you can see today, sadly, let's go back here. Our lords and masters have also put their mark against the sky, as I showed you at the beginning of this film. They very much put their mark against the sky today. So, hanging over this non-conformist street, this street, the first thing you see when you enter the street, that's where Cowley Road begins. We're virtually at the city centre now, and it goes all the way along here. And the first thing you see when you enter Cowley Road, if you're driving or walking from town, the first thing you see are these symbols here. Now, is that a coincidence? I don't know. And of course today the Illuminati have made sure that their chemtrails are covering the sky above Cowley Road. So, but I don't want to leave you downhearted, alright? I don't believe that we're doomed. This is just, I'm just making you aware of what is here. I'm making you aware that we are fighting a war here. There is a battle going on between free humanity and the forces that want to keep us down. And I think free humanity is going to win. Alright? They could do these things here as much as they like, but in the long run, they're just postponing the inevitable. It's just a damage limitation. Alright? I still want you to watch this film and feel happy. This is an upbeat movie. I want you to feel happy and joyful over what I have showed you. Alright, the various non-conformist artworks, the small independent businesses, the ethical trading establishments, and everything else along here. This is Oxford's Bohemian quarter. Alright, and it always will be. In a post-Illuminati world, this will expand out till it covers the whole city, the whole country, the whole of Europe, and the whole of planet Earth. Thank you for watching Hapanmo TV. Hospital Porters, Pride and Dignity, stop the New World Order.